Hey guys, we are at the Significant Other reunion special. I am so excited about tonight. I'm going to be reuniting with some amazing friends and some wonderful talent. We've got a great show for you. We're going to be running archival video, a couple surprises. We have the entire cast of Significant Other, plus our esteemed director, Broadway star Julia Murney. They're all here tonight. It's going to be so much fun. So you guys who are tuning in, please feel free to ask the cast questions. You can write it up in the chat and I will look at it because I have my handy dandy iPad with me and I will be watching the stream, and I'd love to hear your questions. And also, if you feel compelled, please donate to Theater Raleigh. Go to theaterraleigh.com and just give us a little something. It means a lot to me that you're just watching our virtual experiences, but also we could use your help to get through this crazy time, you guys. But I will say I have some awesome, exciting news to share with everybody tonight. We have got a new virtual experience sponsor. I'm so excited. First Citizens has come on as our sponsor for these virtual experiences. Thank you so much. Thank you, First Citizens, for joining us in this crazy new world of what seems like live performance. It really kind of is. Though we're not in a theater and we're not in person, at least we are trying to bring you something and remind you that we all love theater and we love our patrons and we want to do what we can to keep you entertained during this period of time. So thank you so much, First Citizens. And of course, thank you if you donate tonight to Theater Raleigh. So let's get to the show. Let's just get to it because we are going to have so many fun conversations. We have an incredible group of people tonight. We are going to bring out, first and foremost, the director of Significant Other. Ladies and gentlemen, here she is. You know her, you love her. Julia Murney's in the house. Hey, Julia.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Hi. I don't know what my hair is doing.
You look absolutely gorgeous in your Mickey Mouse shirt.
It's a pandemic. What? Look at him. Oh,
I love it. Hi, friends.
Hi, Lolly Bear.
I miss you so much.
I miss you too.
Oh my God, you guys are seeing a real reunited moment right now because I have not talked or seen my friend in like, what, 5 months?
It's a real long time.
Aw, how you doing?
Pandy.
Is that like pandemic-y?
Yeah, that's what I call it. It's just like a little pandy. I'm fine. You know, the my immediate circle is well, thank goodness, and yes. And all the rest of it is like a giant question mark.
It kind of is. I mean, it looks like you're not in your apartment because I know your apartment well.
Correct.
Are you up somewhere else?
I am upstate. Yes,
okay.
I am in upstate New York I've been going back and forth between my apartment and up here because sometimes that apartment gets a little tight.
It's a little small. I mean, New York City, if I can't go anywhere, you're like, I'm a little stir crazy.
Exactly. So, so I come on up here. I have this one. Look at this hair. Like, this is the point of this reunion, I realize. Yep. But like, just to discuss.
It's that one hair.
It's not a baby hair, but it's also not it's a mystery. Anyway.
Well, have you been doing what I've been doing, which is my own hair during pandemic times?
Eating your feelings? Yes, I have been, but that's not what you meant.
As you can see, I've been getting a suntan and I've been dyeing my own hair. So I feel a little crazy.
My hair, if I took my hair out, my hair is, wait, you ready? Should we just do it?
Let's do it. Come on, bring it. They want to see. They want to know.
For the amount.
Oh my God. Oh my God. It's gorgeous.
We've got a lot of hair, y'all.
It is
so long. We're just going to leave it down all like that.
Wait a minute, Julia.
I know.
Wait a minute, it's gorgeous, and I'm so jealous of how much you have, because as I've gotten older, it's just thinned.
Really?
Oh.
No, I get I'm lucky in that I get gray hairs like one at a time. I can't believe I'm telling everyone this. Why not? Who cares? So what? And I get like this, it's a wiry hair that doesn't look like the rest of my hair. And I pluck that sucker out with a tweezer. I have definitely plucked a lot of good hairs out trying to get to the white hair.
Well, you're like, they grow in one at a time, which kind of makes me mad at you because mine grow in just like all at my part. I just have full gray hair now, but at least I'm blonde.
It's a delight. Everything's a
Isn't it
dang
lovely
delight.
growing old in the pandemic?
You're welcome, everyone, for that information.
I'm so happy to see you, and I
I
miss
was so
you
I miss
hanging
you
out with me
too.
down here and directing awesome shows like Significant Other.
I miss it too.
I know. I have some pictures that I thought would be fun to show. I have a picture of you sitting out on our
Okay.
back porch. Well, actually, that's not the one, but there
Are
she
they?
is.
Oh,
But look, Pepper. Look at Pepper.
there's my little girl.
Ain't
She's a
she
good
cute?
girl.
So
Aw,
cute. I just
I
thought I'd
love
run
her.
a few pictures while we were chatting to remind you of what a great time we had. So let's just run them all. There's our friends. There we are in
There's the bar.
rehearsals. There they
There's the
are.
bar thing.
And then there you are being a director, just
Telling
talking to people,
people
and
things.
they're
We're
riveted.
discussing it. Oh,
Oh,
there's my baby
Jesse,
Jessie.
there he is. Favorite part of the
Feeling
entire
his
show.
feelings.
Then those ladies in the god
There,
awful worst dresses ever
there
on the planet
are the
Earth.
bridesmaid dresses. God bless.
And then
Yeah.
let's see some more production photos.
Oh,
Barbara.
Barbara.
We're gonna
She's
get to see
amazing.
all these people
I know. I'm very
tonight.
excited.
And then of course Melvin, Shayla, and
Oh,
I
that's
love
right.
it
When
so
they were in
much.
the art scene. This is good because it's reminding me of how the play goes.
The actual show, right?
Yeah. I'm like, oh, right. But I'm proud of myself that I could see it and be like, that's the art
Oh yeah, that's the
museum.
one.
Good.
It's
Cool, cool,
funny how
cool.
it goes away, but then it like comes
Right.
right back.
As opposed to me being like, I don't know her. Like that's not true. I know who they are. I feel good about it.
And sadly, it wasn't that long ago. But it's
Not
funny how
important.
fast things just go away to make room for other things.
Yes. Yes.
So I want to talk to you a little bit about the play itself because I kind of remember when I think I forced this play on you
I
because
think you did.
I loved it and I was like I thought you would be a really great sort of like director, I guess is the right word to say, for this particular play because of your humor and your like sassiness. I just thought it would be a really good fit. And of course, you had directed Smokey Joe's for us the year before and nailed it. But I remember you saying like, oh, I don't know, there's some likability issues, or you had question marks about the show. Like, how did you go into it? Either hoping to fix some of the things that you thought, or like what was your
Well,
take?
I think it was mostly I had seen it twice off Broadway and on Broadway because I knew
Mm-hmm.
people in the show,
Mm-hmm.
and it it, it, it was one of those shows where like the what's the word I'm looking for, the individual performances I loved.
Yeah.
The play was very interesting to me, but something about the whole package I was just like I felt like I was too old for it, frankly.
Oh, I do.
That's how
Yes,
I
I remember
felt.
you saying
That's
that.
how I felt. I felt
Yeah.
like I can't relate to this. It's sort of,
Right.
this is going
Very
to be very
20
controversial,
something.
but it's like if I see Rent now, I'm like, how about you get a job? How about
Oh,
that,
stop. Wow.
Bohemians? But so I think that was my reaction. I know it's terrible. That was my reaction, and then I was like, you know what? Here's the truth of it. That maybe that's the challenge, is to figure out how to fall in love with this play that you sort of feel this way about.
Yeah.
And I will say the number one thing that made me fall in love with the play was the cast.
Oh my God.
100%.
Yes.
I think I even told them this, I think, but like, because they just, and I mean, the whole cast made the puzzle complete. But Jesse's character is the one who never leaves stage.
Right.
He talks and talks and talks and talks and talks and
Right.
talks.
Yep.
And if, as you may remember, it was originally someone else.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
had originally cast a
Yes.
wonderful friend of mine who's so fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And then at like the 11th hour, I think it was pretty
Yeah.
close to go time.
Yeah.
He booked a job in New York.
Yeah.
And I couldn't be mad at him because I was happy for him, but I was also like, ooh, what do we do? And I believe we cast Jesse off a tape.
We did.
Yeah. And
We did.
as much as I love my friend who was supposed to play this part, once I was in the room with Jesse, I was like, yeah, no one else is playing this part.
No, I know. And it's
Um,
so funny because he had said to me, like, I'm really interested in this role. And I was like, oh my God, Jesse, I think we have cast somebody else already, blah, blah, blah. But we'd love for you to come in anyway. And he had ultimately come in and done an audition for us, but it was like in our minds it had been cast. So we had him do a
right,
video again.
right.
But he was so spectacular in this part. I mean,
Yes.
to me, made you really connect with what sort of being in New York and being single must
And
feel
being
like.
that age,
And being that
honestly. Like the
age.
part where I was
Yeah.
like, I'm too old for this. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that.
Oh,
And
I'm
it didn't have
telling you.
anything to do with whether he was gay or straight. It was just
Yeah,
that
exactly.
feeling
You
of,
just wanted him so bad to find his
yes,
person. And
yes.
I'll say this, well, I'll go ahead and say it, but one of the things, like as I was, doing my producer thing out in the lobby, talking to people after the show every night, everybody was so worried about Jesse. They wanted him to find a partner. I was like, you know what, guys? He's fine. He's married. His husband is great. Like, it's not Jesse. It's actually the character. But that just goes to show you how he really sold it and people really
And I
loved
also
and
think
fell for him.
like what was really cool about that um, was in for this show in particular, the cast was so strong and one person came out of New York and
I know.
everybody else was local.
I
And the
know.
power of local talent that is not to be sneezed at or denied.
Nope.
And I thought that was just so exciting. And
It
even like
was.
Megan was the reader.
Yeah.
Megan was the reader that day, and
Yeah.
I was like, she's adorable.
You were
And
like,
and
what
Lauren,
about her?
yeah, Lauren, I think you were like, do you want to have Megan? I was like, yeah. Like end of the day,
Yeah.
we've seen everybody,
Yep.
and we had her read it, and we were like,
There it is.
okay, well that's done. Great, great, great.
There it is.
And
Check mark.
it's just that all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
and
Well, since we're
frankly,
talking about them, let's
oh,
bring out some of those beautiful,
yes,
amazing local ladies. I know you guys get to see each other, so do a quick catch up, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to be bringing out Megan Chipper, Shayla Spradley, and Emily Bosco. There they are. Hi, pretty ladies. Oh.
Oh my
Hi,
God, thank
guys.
I want us to go to Sonic right now.
Oh,
This is like the 15 seconds of just everybody talking over each other because you're so
yeah.
happy to see each other.
I know. Sorry.
I'm like, oh my God, it's people that don't live in my
I
house. I don't know
know.
what this is anymore.
I know.
Friends.
Isn't it crazy?
I see friends.
Yay.
Everybody looks so good. I hope everybody's feeling good.
You know,
Yeah.
Hanging in there.
I always thought
Yeah.
I'm doing pretty well for 2020. I mean, you know, it's
Yeah.
2020, so I really can't complain with the fact that I'm doing pretty well. That's pretty
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
for this year.
No, it's so true. There are definitely days where, I just want to like play with, well, my parents got a new puppy, so that has increased the quality of life here exponentially. But there are definitely days where I'm just like, you know what, doing a wash. I'm going to play with the puppy and eat my feelings. But no one in my immediate circle is sick. And so that's like, I'm grateful for that every day, of course. But yeah, it's still
Amazing.
a wild time.
I will say one of the things I most enjoy about these kinds of meetings is that they only see you from here up. So
Oh, yeah.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
we don't have to discuss what else is happening.
Yeah.
No, I'm wearing a cute top, but pretty much just like jean shorts.
I am
Barefoot.
definitely wearing an elastic waistband skirt, and you're welcome.
Oh, I have
100%.
pajama shorts on.
Yeah.
Ladies, I'm so happy to see your faces too. I know you're more excited to see Julia than me.
No,
I just
everyone.
want to let's do a little like round robin check-in with everybody. So Megan, you've been out on the road with Waitress and you're back home now, I'm assuming?
I'm back. I'm back in Raleigh. So
Yep.
let me know if you can't hear me. My Wi-Fi's a little cray. I'm back. Waitress is one of the really lucky tours that didn't close. It's on hiatus, so I
good.
am anticipating going back. But we have a long road until we get there. So here I am, hanging out.
Hey, so just do I hear somebody's giving some feedback or we're getting like a
Yeah,
repeat?
there's
Just
feedback
wanted to-
somewhere. I'm not sure.
So I think everybody just turn your volume down just a little bit, just so it's more comfortable for
Okay.
the viewers. You know, when it's a Zoom call, it doesn't really matter, but like when I'm asking people to
Yeah.
donate. That sounds better already to me.
Oh, good.
Donate.
Donate.
Good song.
But so Megan, I'm happy that you are back in Raleigh. That's always great for Theater Raleigh. But
Thank you.
happy though to hear that maybe you'll get a chance to go back out and finish out your national tour. So with Julie and I, before you guys came out, I'm sure you heard us talking that you obviously were doing casting for Theater Raleigh and you were the reader. So what was it about Kiki? What was it about this role that you got to play in Significant Other that spoke to you?
I really just loved her overall. I tend to describe my own type as drunk Disney princess, and I just feel like Kiki really is that, and it just everything about her made sense to me. And I heard you tell the story of me being the reader that day, and if we remember, I was going to Iceland during the show period, which is why I didn't go in for it. And as the day went on, I was just questioning myself more and more, like, significant other, Iceland, significant other, Iceland. It was a great choice. I ended up canceling Iceland. Bye, I'll go there someday. And I did the show, and it was amazing.
That's right. I had forgotten that little detail. That's why. Because I remember being like, hey, Megan, you want to get up and read? And you were torn. That's right.
And I think there was a part of me that was like, Megan, is there a way you can go to Iceland and come back early? Like, I wanted you to have both.
Yes, you did.
So you're talking to the travel princess ever. Yeah.
I like to travel. I don't want to take away people's travel. It's very important.
Thank you. I was only going for a rapid fire 4 days that one show week. So, but it's okay. We got time.
Oh my God. I want to go to Iceland. When you end up going, invite me, please.
Sure. Everyone's coming.
Anyway, so Emily, you just graduated from grad school, right?
I did.
And got a haircut.
And I got a haircut. Thank you. Chop, chop. It's very surreal. Like, I still hear people say that and I go, oh yeah, I guess I did, because it doesn't really feel like it, you know, but yeah, I graduated from UNC. I'm back in New Jersey and hanging out with the puppy all the time. I mean, mostly just trying to get into some kind of rhythm, but it's very tricky because some days I'm feeling super productive. I'm, applying for auditions online and looking for reps online, sort of doing everything I can with this virtual theatrical world that we have going on now that sort of seems to indefinitely that's going to be the way it is. And then there are definitely some days where I'm like, you know what, today is about running and spending time with my family. And so just kind of trying to find that balance between feeling like I just graduated and I want to pew right in, out into the industry, but it's an industry that's so much in flux. And so trying to tell myself just patience, what's going to happen is what's going to happen. Like Julia said, it's all just a big old question mark. So
totally.
Just sort of going with the ebb and flow of that. But it's pretty crazy.
It is very crazy. And it must have been tricky for you guys, not being able to do your showcase and whatnot, or maybe you did it virtually at the end of. But,
no, I mean, there people were definitely receptive to send us your videos instead. But I'm hoping we still get to do a live showcase sometime in the future. But we'll see.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I hope so too.
Yeah.
Then it would feel more like a springboard once everything does come back to whatever the normal will be.
Yeah.
But show business will clearly persevere, and it will happen again. We just have to figure out a way to be patient.
Right. It's just so hard.
I know. Well, Shayla, you have been doing rock concerts, I understand, because I follow you on Insta. Yeah. So you seem to be continuing to be able to do a little bit of work. So tell us what you've been up to. You've been doing more of the band life?
Yeah. Well, I was doing the cover band thing. And then I had a really crazy, as you know, if you know me as my friend, couple years. So I never actually thought I would be into songwriting, but turns out when you go through a lot of hard stuff,
things to say.
So it was kind of the perfect storm that I had all of this to say and then had all this time to write. And so I wrote and released a song, and it turns out more than my mom and dad like it. So that was good. And then from there, I just sort of started writing several more songs, and hopefully we'll have an album ready by the end of this year.
Awesome.
I'm loving it. It's a whole new exciting world for me. I don't know where it's going to go, but it's definitely fulfilling in a way. It's so therapeutic to write your own songs and to sing the way you want to sing. And it's just, it feels very right for me right now. So it's fun.
I love that so much. Well, let's run a little video of you guys in Significant Other. Are you ready to see yourselves?
Yeah.
Here we go.
I wasn't looking. That's the point. That's the point I've been trying to make. Right. When I was looking, I never found
About the Franco-Prussian War, and I remember you were reading that crazy long book on Pearl Harbor, and I don't actually know what the Franco-Prussian War was, but it sounded kind of Pearl Harbor-esque, so I thought I would tell you about it. It's playing at the Quad, and it opens next week. We should check it out. Let me know if you'd be interested. Later, Jordan.
B+.
Thank you.
So that was just a little baby snippet.
Do you guys remember? Do you remember that couch started flaking?
Yes, I do.
What?
It was so cheap because we'd gotten it from wherever, and it just like every time someone sat on it, there just like flakes of couch came off the.
Oh God.
Yep. I'd be picking like little black, like faux leather pieces off that brown bridesmaid dress sometimes. I was like, how you weren't even in the same scene together? I don't understand.
I think
Hey,
in my
nothing
head,
but the very best.
I think in my head, I looked better in that dress than I did in that photo. Like those photos really call out how beautiful they were. Truly
Beautiful.
Well, I also have to give credit that because if you're just watching, you can't tell that. I don't know what the height of that platform was, the top platform, but it was pretty high, and there's no railing, and there was and you guys like fully committed to when you needed to dance and when you needed to move, and I was very grateful to you for that.
Hugging the couch that flaked on you, by the way.
A little tight, yeah, but you made it work.
So let's bring out the other lady who was in the show with us. Ladies and gentlemen, Barbara Kingsley. There she is. Hi, Barbara.
Hello, my darling.
There she is. So good to see you.
It's so great to see you guys. This is a whole new, I've done a lot of Zoom, including a 12-hour where my butt went to sleep. But this is, I've never been in the StreamYard.
You've never been in StreamYard. Yeah, well, it's like a glorified Zoom call that we, just goes directly to YouTube. There's some quirks. There's some quirks with StreamYard. If the video was a little like quieter than we're talking, ladies and gentlemen who are viewing, just turn it up, turn it down. That was probably me doing the edits, and I just didn't make it loud enough. So, but hopefully everybody can hear the videos okay, because there's a lot of laughs and it's really funny, and I can't wait to share this show with not only the people who got to see it in 2018, but anybody who's tuning in who never saw it. I mean, this group of ladies, and of course the fellows too, who we'll bring out in a minute, were so talented, so funny. Barbara, I just loved your performance so much. I thought that it could have easily tipped into something stereotypical, and you just had such humanity, such nuance and beauty as this woman who Jordan was really tight with his grandmother. Like, what was your inspiration, and how did you sort of walk that line?
Well, you can't tell. I'm kind of pointing at where Julia is on my screen.
Right.
It was, I have to tell you, that audition was the best audition I've ever had in my life.
Well, and I'm going to tell you, I remember when you auditioned, because the other women who came in, as wonderful as they were all playing old. And you are not the age of this character. You are younger than this character, but you did that like magical actor thing that you hear about, but you don't always get to see, where you came in and you were Barbara, and it was time to read the scene, and you were this woman. And then when it was done, you were like, thank you. And you were like, oh, unicorns walk amongst us.
Yeah, but see what happened was, I can't remember what was going on that day, because it was either like torrential rain or something, and I was late. And I came in and I was like, I'm so sorry. And you guys were so welcoming in the room. And I went home and I said to my husband, I said, it doesn't matter if I do this show or not. I just had what it is. What it is that moment. But from back to the original question of how I created those women, it was a compilation. I was raised with two great grandmothers, two grandmothers, and my mother is now 87, and my husband's mother was in her late 80s when she passed. So I've had a lot of really great women to sort of watch.
Study.
And so what would happen in the room, Julie and I kind of had this deal where it was like, if it's not resonating, you'll tell me. And if I saw her like eating Cheetos, I'd go like, okay, you got to shift up something here. This is so totally not working right now. And so that was kind of, that was how we sort of created her together. And I fell so in love with this woman and her relationship to these other young women that she never met.
Right.
I mean, she met, but she didn't meet. And so what happened is that the first person to sort of our family, of course, there was the famous planking. I'll let somebody else tell about that. But we missed Julia so much when she left.
Right.
I started backstage when everybody was on stage. I don't even know if you ever got these, Julia. I would make little Grandma Helene videos, eating watermelon, embroidering, and just letting her know what the kids were doing. They were out, and I gave them money for a boober home and all of this stuff that they would be free. And then by the end of the run, I had so fallen in love with this family that adopted me, these people, these gorgeous young people, that I started writing letters to them. And it took me the whole run of the show, and I wrote a letter to each of the characters, telling them, because I was probably going to go into a nursing home very soon, and gave them one of my grandmother's vintage hankies. So it was just like such a special kind of time. And now I've created this character.
I saw your YouTube. That's so cool.
And I never knew, I really didn't know where she came from. It was, during the beginning of the pandemic, I started creating, and I could never name her. So I call her Hello, My Darlings. And she's based on those initial videos that I sent to.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. And it came from your own creativity, trying to just be artistic during this time too. I love that. Good for you.
It came not trying to be artistic, because I'm a playwright and I can't write a damn thing right now. I can make mayonnaise, and I can I can embroider like a crazy person and make a linen bed sheet. But what it came from was, I think, a core of that kind of love. When you get, they say there are five on one hand in your career that are, and I've had kind of a long career now, that are special and really close to your heart. And this show, this experience, being with Theatre Raleigh, that made it possible, is one of them. And so she became my, that's right, that love, that tough love, that willingness to say life is ridiculous. So I'm so grateful. Okay, that's it.
Let's look at a little Grandma Helene.
A year now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they live together, so.
I only dated Pop for 2 months.
I know. I'm gonna put your medication in the kitchen.
Okay. Oh, do you remember this one?
It feels like all my friends are dying.
Well, all my friends are dying too.
No,
They'll come back when their husbands die. You'll see, they'll all come running back wanting to play mahjong. Just social life.
I think it looks good.
I love it so much. You can kind of hear me laughing behind the camera. I was trying so hard not to. Oh, she was great. She was an awesome lady.
We had fun. We had a lot of fun.
Yes.
You did ask me, and I will just really quickly mention this, what my favorite moment of the show was.
Yes.
And oddly enough, it was the show that Julia said, we'll know it when we get there. We have to earn it. And it's the very last scene. It's worse than Zoom. Jesse's over there on the other side of the stage, and I'm watching the QVC whatever shopping, and he calls me, and he's in such a crisis. You know, and this is very near to building to that climax. And I loved the moment because you can't fabricate it. But what we created together, everything that led up to that moment, it just kind of opened my soul every night. The enormity of life, the stuff we can control, the stuff we can't control, and just saying, I'm here for you. There are people here for you, and that doesn't change a thing.
No,
and that's, and Julia had said, we're not going to over rehearse this and not that much blocking, because you can't. I don't want you to muscle it. You can't get
think
there
too much.
Yeah, you have to earn it, and then when you arrive, we'll know. So thank you. Okay,
that's really cool. That's awesome. Julia is such a great director, nailing it. Just killing it so hardcore. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are interested in having a director come to your theater after this pandemic, she is your gal. I know I'm bringing her back. So you guys, let's bring out the two fellas who played multiple roles. Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Poole and Melvin Gray Jr. Hello, fellas. You guys have been waiting so patiently backstage. Thank you.
Just loving seeing everybody, and I'm like back here cackling.
Oh my God.
Yes, beautiful to see you all. Oh.
Well, and Adam, this is your second reunion show in a row.
It is. Lovely.
Which kind of tells you we hire Adam Poole a lot.
I'm okay with that.
He's done lots of shows. We put him in musicals. We, put him in plays. How many shows do you think you've done with us, Adam?
I think I counted. I think it's about 10. It might be 11. I'd have to. If you include like workshops and readings and stuff, it's more than 10. But I don't know.
That's crazy. That's almost like you average one a year. Well, I think this year you did Significant Other and Big Fish back to back.
I did. That's right. That was back to back.
Because we love you so much. Oh man, I'm just so happy to see you. And of course, if you don't know, Emily and Adam, of course, were in school together. Yes. He also graduated from the grad department at UNC. Got his.
I saw MFA. Adam every single second of my life for 3 years, and now I'm like, Adam, where you been?
I miss you so much.
And Melvin, how are you doing, friend?
I'm good. I'm currently at the beach with my in-laws. We decided to get away for a little bit.
I saw that on Instagram. I was like, you better have good Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Well, I got my hotspot on right now, just in case, because I come prepared. But no, everything's going great. It's been interesting this whole year because for people who don't know, and I know you guys know, but me and my husband, we got married last September. Mm-hmm. And so it'll be a year already next month, which is crazy.
Can't believe that.
It's ridiculous. But this whole year has been a test of our relationship because we've been in quarantine.
How you holding up?
We have not killed each other. So that is really, really good. Everything's not perfect, of course, because that is life. But we're doing really good. Like somebody said, if you can make it through quarantine, you can make it through anything. And we have made it through the quarantine. And so
it's very true. That's awesome. What a testament.
Absolutely.
And part of this year, you weren't even really married a year. I say like half this year doesn't count. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm getting ready to turn 47. I'm actually just going to say I'm getting ready to turn 46 and a half because last 6 months didn't happen.
Yeah, they don't count. They don't count.
That's what I think. So, here's the crazy thing about the show. or just sort of the production. Over the years, we haven't done a whole lot of archival videos. So honestly, everything I'm showing tonight was me sitting on my phone, doing it for like a commercial or for like Instagram things. For whatever reason, we didn't really archive plays. Isn't that stupid? But of course, it was before my husband, started doing all his awesome videography and doing the commercials and doing the archive recordings. So I was cobbling together the stuff of what our viewers are seeing tonight. And to be honest, Melvin, I did not have a lot of archive of you. I literally have one of you walking down the stairs. For whatever reason, I was just like focused on Jesse. But so I thought I wanted to make sure you felt included. So I wanted to show everybody a couple of video snippets of, you've also done a ton of shows with Theater Raleigh. Here's Melvin in some other shows.
It is not true. It is the opposite of true. It is a lie.
Oh, Nelly, hold the phone. Little Ruby wants to know that it's never too late, never too late, never too late to atone.
And so despite my raving ranting, I'll tell the jury I'm recanting. I lost my head and lied when I was a youth. Back then I was a homely phony, but now I changed my testimony. May all my Johns drop dead if that ain't the truth. You'll see I just undid a blunder, and now I stand a cockeyed wonder. Who made a joyful noise?
Who freed these innocent boys?
By me, oh stand by me, oh stand by me, stand by me.
I would say he is utterly enjoyable in those.
I miss it.
Yay,
Aw,
Melvin.
Melvin. I mean, what does it feel like to have Julia Murney just be obsessed with you and so support your talent and lift you up?
Well, I'm obsessed with her.
Yeah, aren't we all?
No, it's great. It's funny because I just think back to Smokey Joe's, and when I came in for the audition, when you're in an audition, it's kind of tunnel vision. You just kind of black out, and then you walk out and I'm like, what just happened? But I remember like going to the audition and singing "I'll Be Here" from Wild Party, not realizing that Julie was behind the table, and was like, "That's Queenie." And when I walked out, and somebody was like, Julia Murney was in there, right? And I was like,
"Huh?
You mean like?"
Like, yes.
And I was just like, all right, cool, we're good.
Well, you should know that, like, when we started thinking about this play, she was like, well, Melvin's going to be in it. Just right off the top. She had you picked. So also, I'm going to do the same thing that we just did for Miss Shayla, because Shayla also is underrepresented in all these videos. That literally what you just saw of yourself in that gorgeous dress was about all that I could scrape together. So I wanted to tell the fun story about how I met Shayla, which was, I think it was the year before. She came in for Rock of Ages. She was new to Raleigh. We put her in the show. She was waitress 1. Come the second night of our performance out at Cocoa Booth, she ended up going on for Sherry, the lead role. Ladies and gentlemen, here she is as Sherry in Rock of Ages.
I'd like to thank my director, my captain, Mr. Spielberg. I salute you. And to my co-stars, Corey and Corey, I love you both. We did it! Is all you had to do to make it real, and you wouldn't have to say.
she wonderful? Don't you know? Don't you see why now she's writing songs? She's gonna have a rock career. Duh.
Crazy.
I was like, that night taught me more than almost a million other nights or moments combined. And it's just when your team is depending on you, nerves go out the window. Like you don't have time for nerves when you're in that zone and other people are depending on you. So that just taught me so much that we can literally do anything when we get out of
I saw
our
you
own
go
way.
into the zone. By the way, she was the understudy. Well, you weren't even really an understudy, were you? I don't even know, but I just was like, go, you know this, right? She replaced the amazingly beautiful Cameron Wade, who played the role. But I saw you when I told you that she was unable to do that performance. You just like zoned in, and it just is like so amazing to see somebody step up like that in such a beautiful way. And I also will go ahead and like give props over to Megan Chipper too, who also stepped up in such an incredible way and put you in and put you through your paces and made sure that you were like, I was like, oh, Megan's going to be a dance captain, she's going to be an associate choreographer, she's got this going on. So that was fun for both of you guys.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I tell that story about
Yeah,
Shayla
teamwork
all
for
the
sure.
time. When we told her, she fully just like took it in and stayed in that mode until it was done and nailed it. We did maybe 4 hours of rehearsal on the day, plus wigs and costumes and all that for her, and she nailed it.
It was amazing. It was amazing.
If I may, I feel like something that to me that I'm like remembering now sitting here, that was so special about this group of people that I feel like to a degree, Lauren, you and I gathered them, but they also just came to us at the same time, was how like Jesse's role is a role that large is so hard, can be so intimidating, and you can't do it if the other people that you share the stage with don't have your back.
Yeah.
And you guys had his back from the drop. And I think, I don't want to speak for him, but I think it made it easier for him to work his magic because you guys are magic. And I'm just remembering that so clearly right now. So
I love it. And I can't even say that is the perfect segue to bring in the man of the hour himself. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been waiting over a half an hour for him to come out. Here he is, Raleigh's own Jesse Gephardt. Hi, Jesse.
Hello, how are you?
Do you have purple hair?
I do.
Yes, Daddy. Yes.
Oh my God.
I was like, I have your birthday coming up. Let's do something crazy.
Nice.
You look great.
Thank you.
It's almost as gorgeous as that red wig you wore in Rocky Horror. Did you wear something awesome like that? Jesse.
Hi.
Hi. I'm so happy to see you. This has been a fun week for me looking at your stunning performance as Jordan in Significant Other. I mean, what was that like for you to just sort of like play this character, get to work with Julia, and literally it's a one-man show with 6 people supporting you, but seriously.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you and Julia kind of talked about it a little bit before about how I don't often like go after things. I'm not like one of those people that like sees a show on a season and I'm like, hey, hi, remember me?
Yeah.
But I did for this, and then you responded back. You were like so nonchalant. Well, the director Julia Murney is bringing someone down, and I was like, I'll play third spear carrier from the left if Julia Murney is directing it. And then I came in and I didn't get it, which is like totally fine. It happens. It's the biz. And then I remember getting the email. It was like, hey, so Jordan dropped out and we want you to tape something. And I was like, oh shit. Right. Sorry. And
it's okay.
It was, it was really strange. Once I really finally bogged down into the script, it was like, did this person like put a mole in my life and like dictate whole sections of my existence and then put them into a play for me to do, because that's really what it felt like. And I don't want to like discredit the work I've done in other shows, but I did so much prep for this because I knew how big it was. And I read it. I mean, I always read it before, but like, I mean, I read it every night before I went to bed. I would read it every night. And because I just knew there was so many words, and sometimes words and me, we work or we don't work. And thankfully we worked really well together, his words and me. And they just like slapped right in. And it was amazing. I have never dropped in so easily to a role and to circumstances as I did with Jordan and with this group. And like you all have said, and like I've been saying in their private chat, like I would have been nothing without this amazing group of people to support me through it. Like, I mean, we did it together, and you know, I get it that like I was on stage the whole time and I had all the words, but the opportunity and the wonderful experience of working with all these people was the best, one of the best. I mean, exactly, Barbara, 5 on one hand. Like, this is one of my 5 for sure, easily.
I want to show some more video because we've got a few more archives going. Adam played somebody that you were interested in the show. He played a number of characters.
Everyone. He played everyone.
He played all the people. He also played, he played Emily's husband as well. All the people. Let's see a little Jesse Adam in act.
Hey. Oh, I don't think we've ever officially... George. Will. You're working on a Pepsi account. Pepsi, right. With... Donald. And Rose. Donald. He's a character. That's one way of putting it. Yeah. And you? Oh, I've been working on the Replens account. Replens? For dry vagina. They're rolling out a new product, which I proposed calling Vagina. Weirdly. I don't eat popcorn, but if you want some. So now I'm like this enormous money-hungry ogre. Popcorn. But we go get our seats, and I am hyper aware of absolutely everything. I can feel my love handle, the side of it touching the armrest, and that makes me hate myself for not working out more. My hands are drenching with sweat, and my hands and my feet are super squirmy, and he's super relaxed. Like he's just sitting in his seat, watching the movie, taking it in.
Vagina, iconic.
I forgot
about Vagina. Yeah,
I forgot about Vagina.
I love that joke.
Everything in here, I do not remember until you show these clips, and I'm like, oh right, Vagina, oh right, Vagina. And I still say to this day, you guys, I still say 100%.
100%.
I do too.
Yeah, I do too.
I say it all the time. Oh yeah,
my
100%.
God. I say 100% so much that I forgot where it came from. Right here. Oh my God. And you know what? I just did Ragtime this year, of course, with Adam, who, by the way, equally amazing in that show Ragtime as he was just in that clip of Significant Other. But also Emily Bosco was in it with me as well. And we would say 100% all the time. I can't believe it's full circle.
100%. Yeah.
100%. So why don't we watch a little video of, yet again, Jesse and Emily Bosco.
Awesome. Pick up his t-shirt, and I smell it. And he has these forest green Converse sneakers. I'd never seen him wear them before, obviously. I'd only ever seen him in the office. But he wore them on the train. Sometimes when I see him in the kitchen on the 33rd floor making coffee, I stand near him because before he goes back to his desk, he takes a sip first. And I like to listen to the sound it makes as it moves inside him from his mouth down to the rest of his body. No, not yet, not yet. No, I just need them right now. I need you to know I wouldn't be alive today if not for you.
Nope.
Like, I wouldn't be alive.
Nope. I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that, but ruin my face.
That's fine. But can I just say, you are going to have such an amazing life.
Jordan, no, don't say that.
Oh, congratulations, Tony.
Thanks.
Oh,
And thanks again for doing that reading. It meant a lot to us.
It was my honor.
Yeah. Can we practice again before we have to? Yes. I'm so nervous about this dance.
Okay, all right. Like
I know. I was
you
like,
didn't have to
oh.
go for me like that. I mean,
You guys had such a cute relationship. It was such a sweet little bond. I mean, Emily, do you have anybody like that in your life? I mean, how did you connect to that?
I mean, it's so funny. I mean, when I first read the play, like I loved the character and I related to her so much because there was so much like vulnerability in her point of view, and that relationship was just so like I have people in my life like that, and I've been so fortunate that I haven't really been in the position where I've like felt them sort of drifting away from me when they got married, because like most of their spouses have either been really cool and sort of folded into our friend group or whatever. But I definitely like related to Jordan's feeling of like knowing that it's never going to be quite the same, and in a way you're sort of saying goodbye to this version of this friendship that you've always known. I mean talking about like favorite moments in the show, one of my favorites was always right after I had left the stage for the last time, because we were near the end of the show and I wasn't coming back on. I would like sneak behind the set and sort of peer through this little hole in the set, and I would just watch him watching me like dance with my husband. And it just killed me every night. Like there wasn't a night that it didn't make me tear up, because that is the like, it's so bittersweet, just sort of knowing people and loving people, but knowing that like as they connect with new people, the relationship has to change, you know, for better or for worse, it just like has to be different. So yeah, I mean, I related to it so much. That's why I love the show so much.
It is kind of sad because it's like you're saying goodbye and you have to sort of mourn the loss of something a little bit too. I remember like my dad loved the show. Like, remember Julia? Remember he was like, "This is the best play I've ever seen."
Yes, and I was like, significant other, because
you just saw,
just because I did not think it was going to be his jam. We'll put it that way.
He loved it. I mean, he just thought the performances were amazing, and Julia, he thought your direction was so beautiful. He was so moved by it.
I took that as like, honestly, that was the only comment I needed. Like with getting it from him, I was like, I'm done. I'm good. We can wrap it up. Fantastic.
It's really sweet. I mean, it really did move people. And Jesse, you know, you heard us saying it at the beginning, the connection you had, people felt for you and wanted you to find your person so much. It was just like amazing how like visceral it was and how intimate it was for people.
It's the first time as well. I mean, I've never really had issue like accessing emotion per se, but in terms of like producing real live like tears, that's always been a thing that has always kind of just been like right outside my grasp as like an easy thing to do. And this show, it was just like clockwork, boom, every night, same line, same point every time. I was like weeping down my face, and it was also the first time that I had an audience member. They looked me up on the Wake County records for my home, where I purchased my home, and they mailed me a letter.
Oh my God.
Expressing their love and appreciation for the show.
Wow.
Oh my God.
They sought me out and they sent me a letter that I have, obviously still have. And they were just like, it was the best thing we've ever seen. Like, it was just so amazing. That I have never heard that happening before.
Yeah.
And that person is my husband. Everyone,
Eddie Ariel.
That's amazing, Jesse. I did not know that.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So this play, again, I think I told all of you this, but like the seven of you morphed my feeling towards this play when I walked into it, like, okay, it'll be an experiment to see what happens when you're doing a play that it doesn't really say anything to you. And then I was like, oh, haha, fun fact, it says everything to you. You just didn't catch it, and now you've caught it.
Guess what? Pay attention, right? I love that so much. I also really liked the fact that it ran the characters ran the gamut. You got a little bit of all kinds of people in these roles, like the three ladies, from Megan's character to Shayla's character and Emily's character. Like those three ladies couldn't have been more different from like Kiki, who like what did you say? Like drunk Disney princess?
Drunk Disney princess.
Yes, I mean, she was so like, I don't care about anything, just being amazing. I mean, it was so funny. Your humor with that role was just so iconic. It was so spot on. Yeah. And not forced and hilarious and so true. And when ultimately you're a very solid human being and lovely and really like earnest and smart. And she was just like, I don't care about any of it. How did you tap into her? Like, where did that come from?
I definitely always have a piece in me that is like, I don't care. I'm going to do this and make this happen and love it, and let's all love it. But it was also so amazing to be really in a group of friends doing this show, because I've worked with, when we did Significant Other, I had really worked with everyone except Barbara and Emily by that point. So I think that environment, plus Julia, 100,000,000%, just gave me an outlet to kind of access that piece that I don't get to play with much. As a dancer in the ensemble, I don't really get to access that character-y side. So that was super fun, but she's in there.
Oh yeah.
We all have a little Kiki.
We all have a little Kiki in us somewhere, don't we? But the chemistry that you three ladies had together was also just really, really spectacular.
Well, I was going to say one of my favorite things about being cast in the show was that summer, because we did this the summer after my first year at UNC, and the Playmakers Rep, which is the theater that UNC does shows with, it's this whole like community, but it's all contained within this one building. And so when the school year ends and the Playmaker season ends, it's like, oh my God, all my friends just left and I don't know anyone in this whole state. And so it was like what an incredible thing to get cast in the show with like so many people, a lot of whom are around my age, to just like, I was just like, Mom, I'm going to get to make so many friends. Like, and that actually ended up happening. Like, I mean, we definitely the ladies definitely went out for some dancing nights in Raleigh, and we're like, it's research for the show. We got to research our characters.
Must be done. You didn't take the boys out with you? You didn't like Adam and Melvin? You didn't take them out?
You guys could once or twice.
I can't keep up with them. I came out once or twice, but y'all need to go out. I can't.
You might have been there for like the like appetizers at Applebee's portion of the night, but then we were like bumping till 4 a.m.
We definitely had ladies
Barbara,
night.
did you join?
Like, I remember ladies.
Yeah.
Barbara came out.
I was always invited. I had this situation with GPS. You remember trying to teach me how to use GPS? Lauren, you gave me this huge, like, sports utility vehicle I had not driven in 3.5 years. And I'm in this car like a pretend human being. It rained for like 5 days, solid, like kids. I never get home the same way twice. I don't know what's happening. So they would invite me to go out with them. Is it a straight line?
Not in Raleigh.
Can I actually have one cocktail and go home? Can I use the same road? One night I got so lost after an event at what was that big arena? They had all the roads.
The PNC arena or the
Red Hat is right outside of the
Red Hat. Yeah.
But at any rate, there was a huge event, and the road I always took that I had plugged into my GPS was not accessible. It took me 45 minutes to go the 7-minute journey.
My God, yes, you literally live 7 minutes away.
Yeah, I'm talking about it.
Good.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
bless you. You tried.
You know, she was the New
I made it
Yorker.
till like 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly. She came down from New York, the one and only New Yorker. We gave her with a huge car, but lived by herself. Sorry about that, Barbara. I'll think about that next time.
You know, you made me feel really empowered after that.
There you go.
I can drive now.
She had plans. She had plans to take care of.
That's true. That's true. Okay, so I want to show one more little video clip. This, of course, is dedicated all to pretty much my favorite moment of the entire show. Ladies and gentlemen, Jessie Gebhardt.
It's about midnight, and I was just calling to say I'm probably gonna kill myself in the next 45 minutes or so. So if you want to talk one last time, give me a call. And if not, no hard feelings. Seriously, and do not blame yourself. You did nothing wrong. Okay? Okay. Bye. Just get up from the laptop and walk away. Get up from the laptop and step away. Step away from the laptop. Sir, you need to step away from the laptop. Put your hands in the air. You can see them. Up. Do not hit send. Do not hit send. Do not hit send. Do not hit send. Do not hit
Oh my God.
I never got to see it. I could just hear it from backstage.
Yeah, I just remember being backstage all the time and just being like, "Here it is, here it comes."
That's so fun. Yeah.
I feel like in that scene, there's an 8th character in the play called the recliner chair.
The recliner.
The recliner.
The way Jessie worked that recliner.
That chair. Yep.
Yeah.
Like it was so subtle and beautiful. It punctuated jokes, like the reclining. Oh my God, it was just you poured all your stress and angst into it. I also have been singing all week. Get up from the laptop and walk away all week long.
Yeah,
oh my God.
I also this is such a sidebar, but I asked everyone to give me songs for us to use for like the pre-show and the intermission. And it was really, because I'm a goober like this, like it was really important to me that everyone definitely had one of their songs like in there somewhere. So they could hear their song and all this stuff. And whenever I hear some of those songs, like just on the radio or whatever, I'm like, that's a significant other song. I don't know if anyone knows that.
Wait, the other day on my shuffle, Broken Hearted by Carmen came on. And it was immediately like me and Shayla were backstage. I think actually it was maybe me, Shayla, and Megan. I forget if it was all 3 of us or just 2 of us, but we're doing some kind of change, but it was nothing compared to the change that Jessie was doing during that part of the song, because he was changing for his life. Like he had to do this crazy quick change, and we would get our new dresses on and then still have time to be like, I've been waiting on. And we were just backstage like cutting up around me while Jessie's like sweating.
I was coming out in a panic. I was like, am I here? Here I am.
So vividly.
I remember. Well, Jessie, you were going to say something after that clip. I want to hear what you had to say.
Well, one, like Josh Harmon is brilliant and an ass, or making someone have to do that whole thing right at the top of Act 2. But I really struggled with that whole piece, that whole monologue, because it was like 3 pages long, and it was. It's like, how do you make it interesting and not make it fake or over the top or like shticky? And I just Julia was so sweet and kind and like patient and like letting me try things and giving me feedback. And that I feel like that section of the show is the part for me that really like started at one place and ended at another. Like it was the only place that I really felt like not that the other stuff didn't need work, but I just connected so much to the other stuff. And I guess there's something so personal about that. What he was going through was so personal to me, like something that I had experienced so much before, that yearning and want to like have that person connect back to you in a way, and not being able to get it, I really struggled with that part. And every night I would like, it was that point, you're standing backstage and I'm like, all right, here we go. Get hyped. There's nothing you can do. You got to go do it. So let's go do it great.
You're turning back now. I mean, but that's why it was so funny, is because that angst and that struggle was in there. And it's something that like so many people have gone through. Like, I've written this email. Please don't send it. Like your better self. It's like, don't do it. Don't do this. I can't help it. Oh my God. It just is so relatable and so funny. And it was like a one-act play all in itself, had a beginning, middle, and end. It was just absolutely so funny. And it's a like 5-minute long section. It took me a very long time to decide which parts I was going to show on that video.
I still have the green shoes. I wear them.
Yes.
Right.
I love those green shoes.
Oh, they were also another character. The recliner, the green shoes.
Yeah.
That was another great thing about this show. I got to keep so many of the clothes. Right? They were so cute.
And
I have one of your dresses. I still have one in my closet. It's the blue Nicole Miller. I've been meaning to give it back.
I remember that dress. You looked so good in it. I remember, offering a lot of my own clothes for the wardrobe.
I had a friend who saw a picture I posted on Facebook during Tech Week. I used to go out around the back and pick the weedy flowers. Remember that? And the sprigs. And I came back in and I had one of you guys take a picture. And a friend of mine said, "Oh my God, I love it. They built you a little grandma tummy." And I wrote back and I said, "I've had 2 human beings in there. And all you have to do is eat a lot of watermelon before the show."
There it is. I have my own grandma belly. Will travel.
Yeah, exactly. But I kept none of my costumes, I'm happy to say.
You're way more stylish than Helene, that is for sure.
But she was so perfect.
She was cute.
That was something that was also very enjoyable to me. I'm sorry, Lolly.
No, it's fine.
Barbara, is your lack of vanity in the service of the character.
Yeah.
And that was beautiful to watch, and also a reminder to me for when I perform. Like, just it just you, Barbara, know what your age is, that you're gorgeous, that you are not on the road to senility. You know all that, and you're confident in that, so you can play whatever you need to play because you understand where your truth lies. And I feel like that's a brilliant lesson for all of us to learn in any kind of capacity of performance.
Oh, thank you.
So true. So true. You guys, I feel like we could do this all night. I could just chat with you guys. We should schedule a Zoom soon and just keep doing this. But I can't tell you enough how much I appreciate you guys spending your Sunday night with us and walking down memory lane for our Theater Raleigh patrons and our friends. A lot of people in the chat. Nobody asked any questions. Everybody was pretty much just like, "Oh my God, I love that scene. I love everybody." So it's just a lot of superlatives and a lot of support. But again, thank you. I can't tell you enough how much I love you all. Let's do the show again. Let's do a remount or something.
Woo! Please, I suggested this. I said, "Come on, we got to revive that. Let's go."
I know.
2 years this time.
So much.
Well, if we can't do that, then please come back and work at Theater Raleigh once we are allowed to gather more than 10 people inside a room.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, I love you guys. Please stay safe and
love you.
wear your masks and
Thanks,
stuff. And I will see you all very, very soon. Love you.
Bye.
Bye, guys. How fun was that? That was really fun. I love all my friends. Such great people. Such a great show. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Tomorrow we have a Living Room Live, and I'm excited about this one because we have 3 Broadway-bound local talents. Tyrone Kiaku, Callie Colvard, and Sarah Bach will be here live in this living room tomorrow night. So please tune in. Here's a little video to show you what you have in store.
to let it sing. You've got to give it room and let it sing. You gotta give it room and let it sing.
I don't know what to tell you. The local talent here is off the hook. Please tune in tomorrow night to see their live performances. It's going to be amazing. And then in 2 weeks' time, on Sunday, September 13th, we will be doing another reunion special. We got a lot of requests for this one. We'll be doing the Bridges of Madison County reunion special. Here's a little preview.
There's a boat that leaves from Napoli every Thursday in the morning, and I know this bride can share a bed with her soldier from the States. Tornado of his eyes shining bright, and before night's just stay this night, I'd break him down, he'd open up.
You're never alone. You're never alone. My life, I have been falling.
I have been
Oh, my life, I have been falling. And a million miles to go.
That is going to be a fun night with that beautiful, beautiful cast. It's going to be a special one for me. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Significant Other reunion special and sharing your Sunday with us. Wear your mask, be good to each other. Let's get back in the theater really, really soon. In the meantime, stay safe and healthy. Good night, everybody.